Hey, thanks for tuning in today. I don't know if you can hear this in my voice, but I've had a pretty big weekend. So as part of my training, it was go for a 4-hour hike, but at the 2-hour mark, stop, have lunch for 20, 30 minutes, let your body relax, and then walk after that. And it was a really good, actually, great thing that Kyle incorporated into my training, because your body does then get into this lull, like, that post-lunch lull. And so definitely the second half of that was more challenging, and I just decided to take it a lot slower. But after a 4-hour hike, you think, have a good night's sleep and recover well. I kind of did the opposite. My friend Micah Nohouse, she's been on this podcast earlier this year. She has this incredible apartment overlooking the Brisbane River. And last night, Saturday night, was Riverfire night. This is when planes just fly through the city at a pretty low level. It's so loud. And then at around 7:30, they have this epic 30-minute fireworks show. And so we're perfectly positioned on the river. And actually, there's 4 different locations where they let off the fireworks down the river, and we could see all 4 locations. It was incredible. But that was a late one. And my Oura Ring tells me today I had my lowest score ever, 48 out of 100. So yeah, I'm not feeling... So yeah, definitely looking forward to a good night's sleep tonight. And it is Father's Day today, so celebrating that with Dad later on. Okay, what I want to talk about is just, I shared news about ConCon the other week, and I wanted to just kind of gift wrap that and kind of close that out, even though it's over 280 days. But what is brilliant, so if you've been listening to this podcast, you'd have heard about my approach to this thing in terms of, I want to run an event, I'm not too sure. I need to give an update the day after the tickets went on sale. So yeah, got 15 sales within, I think by 8:21 a.m. So 21 minutes sold the 15 tickets out. And then, so 9 days later, ConCon is sold out. So all 50 spots have gone. So there's a wait list that I've got going on, because every chance that someone that has committed already may not be able to attend with life and everything as well. That just to be able to facilitate them transferring their ticket or selling on their ticket to someone else. But that's exciting. It's 280 days away. People have committed. What do you do? And so something that I'm talking to Alan Weiss about later this week is creating communities of clients. And one thing I wanted to do is not lose momentum, because there's a lot of momentum and hype already from when I do a post about ConCon and people commenting in there, which I have to respond to actually tomorrow. So many wonderful comments from people in the community. The good thing about the website Luma is that you can actually see who else is going to ConCon. So that's nice. People can get that visual. But I also want to add value before the event even kicks off. And something that I have promised as part of the vision is that you're not going to walk in and not know anyone. I want you to already hit the ground running. And I think there's certain concepts or ways of thinking around having a consulting business that I really want to share with the community beforehand. So that what I've organized are 2 virtual calls for people that have signed up. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is, if you run an event, if you're running a community, you don't need to wait for the event to kick things off. And some of the fun things we did with I did an event with Michael Bungay Stania last year on a rooftop, but we had a private podcast that was going in the lead up to that where people could introduce themselves. And so there's different ways of doing it. I just thought, look, for just between now and the end of the year, we'll do 2 times 45-minute calls. It's completely optional. Some people don't need the obligation. It's completely optional. Some people won't want to contribute. That's totally fine. Other people are interested and want to meet other people. So yeah, doing that. And it's really around connecting. So I'll be there, of course, priming a few questions, sharing some ideas, but also want to get people talking to each other, sharing a bit about their business, their aspirations, and maybe wouldn't it be cool if we could get people either value or get them collaborating, or some cool stuff happens as a result of just being part of that community as well in the lead up to it. So I'm going to experiment with different things. Just kicking that one off is just live calls. Maybe you do the private podcast, maybe create a podcast playlist. I don't know. But I caught up with Sally Porteous the other day. We went to the Botanical Gardens, and Sally is an events advisor. So she was asking me questions about the purpose, the objectives, the vibe of the thing. And now over the next 280 days, it's about locking things in. And hopefully early I can give people some more clarity on where this thing will actually be. But it won't be in 2 days in a conference room. It'll be, we are going to incorporate movement, but do that strategically, not just for the sake of it, to really amplify a theme or a message. Cool. Thanks for listening, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.